Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English. This is Mukesh Soni. Friends, in this video we shall have a discussion of the first semester BA question paper of March 2023 examination, Generic English, Bangalore University, under Bangalore University, and this question paper can also be considered as a practice question paper for the BNU and the other universities which have the same syllabus. So let's begin it now. The section A here refers to the workbook which has the weightage of to 40 marks. And in this series, in the section A, we have the first question, that is the comprehension passage. And this comprehension passage will be having 5 questions. There'll be 5 questions which are set on this passage, and you need to read this passage. You can pause the video and you can read the passage, and you can solve the 5 questions which are set on this passage. So these are the 5 questions. You can go through it. So what you need to do in the examination, you need to read the passage at least for 2 times, and you need to answer the questions which are given on from the passage. So what you need to do here, you need to write only the direct answers. You need not copy the whole passage over there. There are no marks for writing the copying the passage. There are marks for answering the questions based on the passage. So the first question is here, comprehension passage, weightage 5 marks. Next, second question, using the following details, write a proper bibliography in either MLA or APA format. So you have a question like this: title of the book, Harry Potter and Cursed Child. Who is the publisher? Little Brown. Author, J.K. Rowling. Place of publication, Great Britain. And the year of publication, 2016. So this question has a weightage for 2 marks, and you need to arrange this bibliography either in the MLA format or in the APA format. So we are using here MLA format. So as per the MLA format, obviously the Harry Potter is J.K. Rowling is the name of the author. So as per the rule, what we need to do it here, the second name, the last name should come first. So last name is here Rowling, comma, JK, followed by the first name, full stop. The name of the book, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, that's in the inverted comma, full stop. Then the place of publication, Great Britain, comma, the publisher's name, Little Brown, comma, the year of publication, 2016, full stop. So in this sequence, you need to arrange this information for following the proper punctuation, and you will get here 2 marks. So I have followed here the MLA format, not the APA format. If you follow the APA format, there's only one minor change. This 2016, we need to place here next to the name of the book in the bracket. So better to follow MLA format. That's one of the easiest way. Next question, what is brochure? It has a weightage for 1 mark. 1 mark question. What is brochure? A brochure is a magazine or a thin book with pictures that gives you information about a product or service. For example, travel brochure, the college courses brochure, or the tuition center brochure, etc. Next, write a short description about the picture given below, and this has a weightage for 2 marks. So you need to go through the picture, and you need to imagine that what does this picture depict. So according to me, I have given a brief description. According to me, the above image denotes the deforestation. The deforestation can be defined as a large scale removal of trees from the forest or from other lands for the facilitation of human activities. It's a serious environmental concern since it can result in the loss of biodiversity, damage to natural habitats, disturbances in the water cycle, and the soil erosion. Deforestation is also contributed to climate change and the global warming. So this image depicts how the trees are being axed for the worldly benefits of human beings. Hence, it is a need of the time to save the environment and grow more trees. So you need to see the picture and need to describe the picture, and this is how you can write the short description of the picture. That's for 2 marks. Then the section C, you have here, you need to go through this bar diagram, and you need to answer the 5 questions based on it. So sometimes they ask the the questions also multiple choice questions, or the one line questions, or sometimes in the examination they might ask you to interpret the graph. So I'll give you both the answers. If the question appears here, the interpretation of the graph, you can say here that this graph indicates the number of road accidents from the year 2011 to 2013 in the as far as the Tamil Nadu is concerned. Tamil Nadu has observed here 1,59,086 868 cases. Maharashtra is the highest one. On the other hand, Tamil Nadu and Madhya Pradesh has the same range of road accident. And if you see here, the second state is here Karnataka, which has seen more accident. Then the lowest one is here Kerala, and Andhra Pradesh is also the second lowest one. So this is how you can interpret the bar diagram. Or if the question appears like this, you can also answers the questions like this: which are the years considered for the study? 2011 to 2013. Then 2011, 12, 13. Mention the state which with highest number of road accidents, that is Maharashtra. Which state has less number of road accidents, that's Kerala. In the diagram, the horizontal line refers to the names of the state. Which state has the second highest number of road accidents, that is Karnataka. So examination, they might ask you the questions like this, or they might also ask you the question to interpret the graph, or the graph, or maybe pie chart, etc. That is called data interpretation or interpretation of the graph. Now the next question you have here, the questions from the verbal communication, non-verbal communication, and the listening skill. So again, these questions are divided into the different segments. So here the question number one, each question has a weightage for 1 mark. What is communication? Communication is the act of sharing or exchanging information, ideas, or feelings. Question number two, give any two barriers to listening: cultural barriers, language barriers, noise, etc. Then answer the following question in a sentence each. So again, you have 4 questions, each has a weightage for 1 mark. Explain the abbreviation of LSRW, or the macro skills. So listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Give any 2 examples of non-verbal communication, that is gesture, posture, facial expression, movement, eye contact. Then, what is kinesics? Kinesics is the study of body language in communication process, like eye contact, facial expression, movement. Then, verbal communication can be improved by active listening or passive listening. Answer is here, active listening. So these are the 4 questions, and another one more question we have for 1 mark. So what is listening? Listening is the ability to accurately receive and interpret messages in the communication process. So this is how you can see here: 2 plus 4, 6 plus 1, 7 marks weightage you have here, verbal, non-verbal communication, and the listening skills. Then next questions we have here from the language functions, like introduction to introduce your mother to your friend, that has a weightage for 2 marks. So these are all sample answers, you can elaborate. Hi Ramesh, meet my mother. Her name is Srimati Radha. She is a homemaker. Then how will you request and borrow money from a friend for the bus fare, since you have lost your purse? It has a weightage for 1 mark. Hi Ramesh, I have lost my purse and needs to go home. Could you please lend me rupees 50? I'll return you tomorrow. Then how will you congratulate your teacher on being awarded the best teacher award? 1 mark question. Good morning, sir. Congratulations for being awarded the best teacher award. We are proud of you, sir. Then what inquiry would you make to get a bus pass? 1 mark question. Sir, may I know where to get the bus pass from? Or hello sir, could you please tell me where can I get the bus pass? So these are the questions about the language functions. I have done the videos of all the components of grammar in your syllabus. You can go through the description box and you will find all the chapters, grammar links, all the videos links you will get. That's going to help you to understand the whole syllabus. Then from the remedial grammar, how would you ask the, no, I'm sorry, the directions. How would you ask the directions to go to Lal Bagh from Majestic bus stand? So, hello, sir. Could you please guide me the way from Majestic bus stand to Lal Bagh? Hello, sir. Could you please help me how to reach to Lal Bagh from this Majestic bus stand? So you need to create, you need to write the request in a very polite format, polite way, and you should use here models. Could you please? Will you please? Excuse me. So use such kind of expressions. That's for 1 mark. Then set of instructions for 2 marks. How to clean your hands using hand wash or soap. So you can write the instructions like this. You can use the words firstly, secondly, uh, afterwards, or you can use the step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like this. So step 1, wet hands and apply soap. Step 2, rub the palms together. Step 3, rub the back of hands. Step 4, rub the back of the fingers. Step 5, rub and clean the thumbs. Step 6, rub and clean the tips of the fingers. And step 7, rinse the hands. So in very simple terms, don't write in the paragraphs, write in the write in a sequence or the point wise, use the bullet points, use the expressions firstly, secondly, lastly, afterwards. So like this you can write the expressions or the instructions, sorry. Then directions, how to direct somebody to reach. Look at this look at this map here. You need to direct this person from point A, from this point to this point, from point A, from RC theater to the point cafe point, how to reach. So you can also give your own ideas also. Like if I write, I'll say go from RC theater, go straight, and then cross the church street, take a right from the church street corner, and you'll find take a right from the church street corner, and you'll find the cafe point to your left. So giving direction is for 2 marks. So all these questions have been taken from the language functions: direction, instructions, request, inquiry. So I have already done the videos of all the language functions. You can go through the links in the description box. Then remedial grammar here. Use the appropriate forms of the verbs provided in the brackets and complete the sentences given below. So you have here 2 questions from the tenses of the subject verb agreement. Number 1, some of the strawberries is rotten or are rotten. So answer is here are rotten because they are in the plural. Then 1000 rupees is high price to pay as fine, not are, because 1000 rupees are considered as a single entity or as a singular noun. Then choose the right answer from the given options and complete the questions. So you have here 2 questions. You need to opt either when, what, shall, or can. So happened, you are late for the class. So what happened, you are late for the class. Can you speak Korean? Can you speak Korean? Then another last question you have here, question tag. Add a simple question, suitable question tag. She's an Indian, so isn't she? So remember, in the question tag, if the sentence is in the positive, the question tag should be negative. If the sentence is negative, the question tag should be positive. So she's an Indian, so it's not a negative, so question tag should be negative, vice versa. So you can see here, these are the 5 questions you have here. Then complete the following sentences using the correct form of the word given in the bracket. 2 questions from the vocabulary or from the derivatives. Now, this is not much entertain in the cinema, so entertainment. Can you explain difference between the two products? Differ here, difference. Then rewrite the sentence using the linker given in the brackets. So you have the linker but. So you have 2 sentences. I did not drink any juice. I ate an ice cream. So you need to add this linker. I did not drink any juice, but I ate an ice cream. So all these components, all the videos of the grammar are done. You can see the links in the description box. Now, so far we have discussed here 40 marks questions from the workbook, and now we are going to have a discussion of the 20 marks questions from the textbook or from the lessons you have here, 5 lessons you have. Now these 20 marks questions will be asked in the 2 ways, 2 marks questions and 5 marks questions. 2 marks questions 5, that is 2 into 5 10, and 5 marks question, that is 2, 5 into 2 2, 5 into 2 10. So 10 plus 10 20. So let's begin the 2 marks questions, and you need to opt here only 5 questions out of 8 questions. You have plenty of choices here. Too lucky. What does the vanity bag contain? The vanity bag contains mirror, comb, kajal box, pen, powder, clip, performance, and white paper. Why was Valen's father angry on him? Because Valen came late for the midday meal and he got a slap from his father. After a few years, the house came to be known as Ghost House in the story The X. What made the school inspector furious in the lesson? Our teacher. So I have given here 2 answers. At first, one woman went out from the class without his permission, and another student had brought a kitten to the class. Another answer we have here. The inspector was annoyed because the teacher was replying Mahaswami, Mahaswami for all the questions. Then, what is the name of the kitten in the lesson? Our teacher. Garuda Mari. Garuda Mari is the name of the kitten. What did the man in the doorway tell the policeman? He told that he was waiting. He was waiting for a friend. He had an appointment after 20 years. Who told? That is Bob. Bob told the policeman that he was waiting for his friend Jimmy, whom he had an appointment to meet here, same place, same time after 20 years. Then the new teacher sent Kalam to another bench. Yes, true. He was sent to other bench, especially to the back bench, to the last bench, and this statement is true. Kalam and Ramanandan Shastri shared the same bench in the class. Kalam and Ramanandan Shastri. Now we have the questions for 5 marks, and you need to answer in a paragraph. Now here I have tried to elaborate few questions from the point of view that if the another question is being asked in the examination, it will be very easy for you to elaborate the answer. So you need to read some extra. Now question number 1. How does the poem Don't Look into the Vanity Bag trace the different stages of womanhood? How does it speak about womanhood? Vanity bag is a metaphor for a woman's mind in the poem Don't Look into the Vanity Bag by Vaidehi, eminent Kannada writer. The poem sets out to examine the sensitive chords that weave her life. Every stage of woman or womanhood, as a daughter, as a sister, and as a mother, is celebrated while also being criticized. Thus, Vanity Bag is meant to hide the secret chords of woman's life, which are not easily revealed. The poem advocates the idea of personal space to every individual. Generally, from the stage of childhood, a girl has the habit of hoarding many things. She doesn't throw away all the articles as the boys do. She would have developed a kind of admiration towards it. As and when she grows, it would be very difficult for her to get over it, so do continues with it. Her vanity bag or any bag she carries has many things in it. The nature of things can change as and when she grows up. Her possessions change. Her taste also changes. The things that she has in her bag also changes. But a woman is always going to have some of the small things for a very long time. In the stage of her youth, she will have mirror, comb, clip, kajal box, perfume, a spool of thread, buttons, a needle, a supari, chana leaves, a floss, bindi, sticker. All these could be her memories too. When she was a child, she had peacock feather, sand, and many other things that children have. When she becomes a woman, she might have a half written poem, a handkerchief to cover her mouth at times, some handwritten papers, a nameless photo of a man could be her lover or so. Once a woman passes this stage, she carries memories of her childhood, youth, old age, and her own different personalities inside the bag or inside the vanity bag. A man cannot understand all these and the emotional connectivity. This is how the poem shows here the different stages of womanhood. Next question. Write a note on Welland's reaction when he saw men cutting down the old Margosa tree. This question is from the story The Axe. Welland's father was a poor man, and nobody could have thought that one day Welland would live in a three-storied three-storied building. But the prophecy of an astrologer came true, and in his later life, he became the sole occupant of Kumar Bagh, a palatial town on the outskirts of Malgudi town. When Velen was 18, he left home. His father slapped him one day for coming late with the midday meal. This enraged Velen. He became very angry that he decided to leave home and he left home. He walked out of the village and walked on till he came to the town where here he starved for a couple of days. He didn't have food. Then he finally came to Malgudi. Here an old man took him as his assistant for laying a garden. Whelan accepted the job and sat day after day in the sun to clear the land of the unwanted plants. Gradually, the garden took shape. As the house came up, the garden also developed. By the time the Margosa tree came up to the vision of Velen, the house had taken mellowness in its appearance. Its original brightness had disappeared. Velen was contented and happy. In the meantime, the old gardener who had originally employed him had died. So his honor is no more. The old gardener is no more. Now Velen became the chief gardener. Velen married and had children. He lived in the servants' quarters. In the meantime, the owner of the house became old. One day, the master died. The sons of the old man were not good. They stayed for a year more. They quarreled among themselves and they went away to live in another house. So the house was rented out. A year later, another tenant came, then after another one, then another one. No tenant remained for more than a few months. Then the house acquired the reputation of being haunted and it was called as a ghost house. Gradually, the owners of the house stopped coming to the house and see it. Wellen became the sole occupant of the house. He was also growing old, although he did his best. Grass grew on paths, weeds and creepers also sprang up. The fruit, the fruit garden was leased out by the owners for 3 years. Years and years passed without any change. It came to be known as the ghost house and people avoided it. But Valen did not complain about anything. Once a quarter, he sent once a quarter he sent his son to the old family in the town to fetch his wages. Valen wanted this state of affairs to go on indefinitely. But one day a car came up to the house. The doors and the windows of the old house were thrown open. The people who came in the car belonged to a firm which wanted to purchase this house. They told Valen that they would cut the plants and naturally they would not require his service anymore. There was much hustle and activity in and around the house. Soon, Cutter came to clean the surroundings. Velen was unhappy that they wanted to cut the Margosa trees as well. Velen loved this tree like his own child, so he decided to leave the house. He requested the cutters to wait till he had gone out till he had gone out of the reach of the sound of their axes. He collected his belongings in a bundle and left the house. He requested them not to cut the Margosa tree till he was gone far away. The story concerns Velen, who looks after an excellent garden, but one day the property is sold to a builder who decides to cut off most of the trees and uproot the flower garden. The fall of the axe on his beloved tree Margosa hurts him terribly, and he decides to leave the place before the tree is cut. Question number 3 for 5 marks. Briefly describe the village teacher in the lesson Our Teacher. Our Teacher is an extract from his Kelavu Sana Kathagalu and translated by B.C. Ramchandra Sharma's Katha Classics. The story deals with a village school teacher. The village school teacher had a heart of a child. The teacher was very innocent and utterly poor. He knew the Shastras and Vedas. He could recite the Raghuvamsha and expound on the philosophical matters. He was pure and guideless. He was pure and guileless. He was pure, and he could not bear to see anyone suffering. That was the reason he had no money for salt. So very calm person, very polite one. He was praised as a courageous man because he attacked a cobra by putting a pinch of snuff in a snake's mouth that made the snake giddy and it fell senseless. Even such a courageous soul was terrified. Two things. One was his wife. He also terrified two things. One was his wife, and the other was the inspector. In the story, first, by seeing his wife in the school, shaken out of his relaxed posture, he got tensed. When he saw his wife in school, he got tensed. Then, when the inspector visited the class for inspection, he was in fear and his hands trembled. That's about the village school teacher. Then, what is the agreement between the two friends, Bob and Jimmy Wells, in the lesson After 20 Years? Very interesting story. After 20 Years is written by William Sidney Porter, known for his pen name, O. Henry. His stories are known for the surprise endings. Surprise endings, the stories introduced with the first character, a policeman, making his rounds on the dark, windy, rainy streets of New York, rattling door knobs as he checks everything is secure on his beat. It is here we meet the second character. The policeman approaches a man standing in a doorway on a hardware store, and this second character is here, Bob. And Bob explains his reason as why he's standing on the street at the time of night. 20 years, he says that 20 years ago, Bob and his friend Jimmy agreed to meet at that exact spot at 10 o'clock at night at Big Joe's Brady's restaurant. No matter what the conditions might be or from what distance they might have to come, but they figured that in 20 years they ought to have the destiny worked out and the fortune made. Whatever they were going to be, they are going to meet at this time, at the same date, at this place. This was told by Bob to the policeman, and that was the agreement between these two friends. As Bob relates his story, it is come to light that Bob and Jimmy have chosen two different paths in life. Bob moved away to the west to seek fortune, while Jimmy chose to stay in New York City. After hearing Bob's story, the police officer, who noticeably has not been given a name, he just goes away from that place. He just goes his way from this place. Last question for 5 marks. Why did the three men summon the teacher? How did they resolve this situation? This question is from the lesson by APJ Abdul Kalam. The three great hearts of Rameshwaram. First, let's know who are these three great hearts, who are these three great men. The three great hearts of Rameshwaram, that is Kalam's father, that is the Imam of Rameshwaram Mosque, Pakshi Lakshmana Shastri, who is the priest of Ramnath Swami Temple, and Father Bodal, the priest of the lone church in town. And they were very good friends, and they met every Friday evenings. These three learned men were concerned about the need for harmony and peace in Rameshwaram. They discussed matters of religion and the happenings of the town. Sometimes people came to visit them at that time with specific issues to be resolved, or they kept each other appraised of anything that could threaten the peace among the people. Together, they try to work out the ways of clearing miscommunication or squashing rumors before they assumed dangerous proportions. The fundamental requirement for peace effective communication among sections of the people was always kept alive by these three patriarchs, by these three great men of Rameshwaram, or the great hearts of Rameshwaram. Now, the narrator says that when the boys means to say, including himself, and the boys were in the third standard, a new teacher arrived at school, and the children were curious about his teaching methodology and temperament. He was a Hindu. The new teacher was a Hindu, a Brahmin. As soon as he entered the class, he appraised the students and walked to the front of the class. He looked at Ramnandan and the author, who were who were star pupils, and they always eager to learn and participate. They always sit together. So APJ Abdul Kalam and Ramnandan, they always used to sit together, and Ramnandan was a Brahmin. So after asking for his name, he made the author he made the author to gather his things. He told the author to gather his things and go to the last bench. He was annoyed to see a Hindu boy and a Muslim boy sitting together in the same row. Ramanandan had tears in his eyes. The boys had told their fathers about the humiliating experience in the school. So the next Friday evening, the three men summoned the teacher. They told the teacher in no uncertain terms that the afflictions of religious divisions which were causing disturbances in other parts of the country would never be allowed to grow here. They would not allow children to be segregated, and certainly not tolerate anyone who make religion a divisive factor instead of being inclusive, and they would not let this infect the minds of the youngest members of the society. The teacher acknowledged his errors and promised to amend the wrong thing which he had done, and he kept his vows. Thus, these three men resolved the matter firmly and openly, and that's the reason these three men called the teacher the school teacher. So friends, this is how I have solved the question paper of 2023 of first semester BA BWS examination, generic English under Bangalore University, and all the lessons videos, the grammar segments, the items videos have already been done, and you can go through the links in the description box. Thank you so much for watching this video. I wish you good luck for the forthcoming examination. Dear friends, thank you so much for watching this video. You can reach me at mukeshenglish@gmail.com. Please do subscribe the channel, click on the like button for more videos on literature, workbook, pronunciation, grammar, communication skills, presentation skills, interview skills. Stay in tune with Mukesh English. Thank you once again.